My name is Jordan Lawley. My Instagram handle and social media platform is @JLawBball. I'm an NBA skills trainer out in California. I train a bunch of NBA guys like Evan Turner, Al Harrington, Wilson Chandler, Tony Roten Jr., as well as WNBA women like Brittany Griner, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Skylar Diggins, Diana Taurasi, etc. So I run a bunch of NBA, WNBA training camps. I also do a bunch of younger talent level as well, so high school, college, even intermediate, middle school. I do training camps as well. So travel all over the world, all over the U.S. to host these camps, but my headquarters is based out of Irvine, where I handle all my day-to-day sessions. My passion. So I played basketball at professional level. I played overseas in New Zealand and Mexico, and it just wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I didn't really fall in love with it. I loved the game when I was playing in college. I did extremely well. But when you play for a paycheck and you have to worry about constantly, losing a job opportunity, or you don't have your family there. There was all these little variables that pretty much added up to me. And I got done with my last season in Mexico, and realized that basketball still was part of something that I loved, but there definitely needed more of it. I needed more in some fashion, and that's where teaching came into play. So, basketball is a gateway to teach and get in front of these kids or young adults, whether they're professional level or whether they're beginner. I just have a genuine passion for growing and developing them as people, not just as players. Every player is different, and it's very important for us as trainers to know that we're teachers. So first and foremost, a teacher doesn't just teach a subject, they teach the individual. And a lot of times coaches or trainers will lose sight of that, they'll lose focus of that, and they'll teach the same concept a million times over without realizing that every kid is an individual. And they learn differently, they process things differently. So when it comes down to it, it's extremely imperative for that coach or that trainer to realize, hey, I need to focus on the person that's in front of me, because that individual needs individualistic attention, and they might learn differently than the others. So it's really important to focus that attention to detail. Whether it be free content or paid content, I just want the things that I'm teaching to go into the right people's hands. So if a coach or a trainer can see my stuff, see my content, and get inspiration to teach the game the right way, then I highly encourage them to use that, so that way they can actually teach the game and teach their individuals the correct and proper way. But I do have a guide for trainers. I have a program for trainers to help build successful business model, and to help them with their training business, give them drills, gives them guidance and tutelage, allows them to kind of figure out how to build their brand and build their business. And then I also do have ball handling programs, tennis ball handling program. I have 99 scoring moves program. Tells you how to be an offensive threat. I have a complete scoring system that gives you preseason, during season, and postseason workouts. So I have a bunch of stuff that can be found on my website, which is www.jordanlawley.com. And we have just a ton of resources for kids and for adults, professional level down to beginners. I talked to my business manager, and I told her that this is one of my biggest goals for 2017, 2018 is to get to Asia and to stay in Asia. I love it out here. I loved it in Korea. Korea was my first Asian visit, and I fell in love with the country. I fell in love with the culture. I fell in love with the basketball and the knowledge that people want to have. And this is my first time out here in China. Briefly was in Hong Kong, and I feel the same passion. I feel the same desire and need for this basketball knowledge that I know that I have, that I know that America has in abundance. So the fact that I get an opportunity to come here and shed some of my knowledge is what I want. I want to put it into the right people's hands, so that way China basketball can be right up there with American basketball. It's not my duty to keep withhold knowledge and withhold information to one group of people or the next. I don't care whether you're, from one part of the world to the other. I just want this to be in everybody's lap. I'm a basketball missionary, so I want to make sure that, my voice and can be heard through everybody, and God's light can shine through me in front of everyone. Korean basketball is definitely up and coming. So they're starting to learn and become more advanced with their training techniques. I know a bunch of the guys that are out there that are training right now, and they're doing a phenomenal job of adapting to an Americanized style of play and learning things along the way that helps them develop their players quite well. The advantage that Juhan has is the fact that he's got an Americanized university behind him, that he's learned how to play a more physical and skill set wise game. So Korean basketball is very game situational. Everybody knows how to move, cut, swing, kick, and the way the basketball was played in America is very, isolation. It could be isolation at times, so it's a lot more skill development wise. And Juhan's understanding the skill enhancement side, the skill development side, while he still has his Korean culture to fall back on the game situational purpose. So it's a great hybrid that'll create a great recipe for success for him. It's going to be Saudi Arabia, so I'll be in Saudi Arabia in February, and then I'll be in Japan in March and back to Hong Kong in April.